How's it going, everybody? My name is JaVaughn Iversen. Welcome back to the Exchange Podcast. Again, it's going to be me this week. We are having a wonderful Black History Month, especially those of us who have been enjoying the weather out there. If you live in the Arkansas area, you know what I'm talking about. The ice has been absolutely devastating to the roads. And, if you live in Florida, your skies are filled with Chinese balloons, spying on us. I know most of that sounded normal, and then the last part sounded like a conspiracy nut, but there was a Chinese balloon over Montana, and I believe one of them crashed a few months ago in Hawaii. We're finding that one out now, and then of course the one that was shot down in Florida. Hey, look, I don't care if this happened during Trump or Biden, but the cojones on China for even thinking about doing something like that. So something's just absolutely strange. Once again, this is a solo episode, so again, it's going to be a lot shorter than what we usually have, but it's mainly going to be talking about this Chinese, this conspiracy that's going on. And by conspiracy, I don't mean, the nut jobs theory, but, the conspiracy that China is working around the clock to keep tabs on things, especially us. They're buying up our land. They're sending balloons to watch over us. And there are Chinese police arresting Chinese citizens in New York. Now, if that sounds strange, that's because it is. It sucks. There should be no reason anybody is doing anything in our borders and upholding their laws in any state or city of the United States. So, getting into this about the Chinese weather balloon, we have now known that during the Trump administration, or at least they're alleging that during the Trump administration, there have been 3 Chinese balloons that flew over the United States. So it's safe to say that this has been happening for a while. And again, alleged. I don't know what, if it's completely true or not, but let's give some conservative estimates of how long this has been going on, at least since 2018, 2019. It's pretty scary, can be, but I am interested to see how this all plays out. We shot down the balloon. Is somebody going to think that is an act of aggression? I would hope not. Mainly because we're defending our country. You don't get to spy on us. I mean, more than you already do. If anyone's going to spy on us, it's our own government, right? But then you have these reports saying that they were in Montana. Now, I'm from the West Coast. I know how far inland Montana is from California, Washington, and Oregon. That's pretty far. That means the balloon was either set up off the coast or in our borders or something. But for that balloon to travel from China across the ocean, passing our borders and getting into Montana is absolutely insane. I don't know. I think it just goes to show you that we need to be aware of these things. The Bible talks about being ever diligent in our prayer and in our walk. But the best part about the Bible is that it's not only good for your spiritual walk, but it's also good for your physical walk too. So be diligent with what's going on in the world around you, because it's a real thing. China was in our borders as far as Montana. That is staggering. But I have to, big props to the F-22 who shut down the Chinese balloon that ended up over South Carolina. And, I think that's, I've seen some people talk about how that's overkill. Here's the thing. I've gotten into arguments about bullies and who's a meanie and all that stuff. The United States can be a bully. When somebody is trying to bully the United States, bullies are just weaklings who need a good punch in the mouth to know that, hey, you can't do that here. Am I advocating for violence? Only when defending yourself. You should defend yourself even if it escalates to physical violence. And an F-22 shooting down a balloon? Sure, I'm cool with my taxpayer money showing overkill. Because the reality is that you can't let anyone think that you're weak. I'm not pro-bully. I'm pro America. I'm pro defending our own. And for something like this needs to be brought to the attention of all the other nations and say, hey, this isn't cool. Are we going to do something about China? In my opinion, probably not, because, well, nobody ever does anything to China. They get a slap on the wrist and they say, hey, go about your day, have a good day. But, my question to you is, what do you think about this? Where do you think we should go from here? China's been buying up land, a lot of land, farmland to be exact. They've been looking into our country with these balloons. So it's just something to be wary of. But I want to switch into another thing. So my home state of California, there's a Gays Against Groomers advocacy group. So I don't know if you know who these guys are, but they're fighting against the idea that the LGBTQ community are groomers in terms of they're telling those who are doing things in front of children, sexually or otherwise, to stop. To give an idea, the drag show Story Hours, Gays Against Groomers were against that. Now, whether you're, if you're a believer and you believe that being homosexual is a sin, like I do, I get that. These are still human beings. And human beings with rational thought are able to come up with the idea that you don't do sexual things, gay or otherwise, in front of children. Plain and simple. And it looks as though, I'm getting this from timcast.com. It says here that Gays Against Groomers members files an FOIA request, that's the Freedom of Information Act request, after California City opened an investigation. The quote says, when I first attempted to raise the issue during Mayor Pro Tem, I think that's Iversen's installment, I was physically restrained, chastised, and had my microphone silenced during my public comment. On Tuesday, Estrada, who referred to himself as an activated American, serves as director of chapters of Gays Against Groomers and information caption for Palmdale, California's Freedoms Coalition. He revealed that the city of Palmdale's communications office opened an investigation on him. So, here's the thing. Somebody who's just saying, hey, I don't think we should be grooming children in any way, shape, or form gets an investigation on them. It just goes beg the question. Why? What is the issue about someone, whether it's me, whether it's Gays Against Groomers, whether it's someone else, just saying, hey, I don't think this is a good thing. I don't care who you are. If you're not my kid's parent, you don't get to teach them anything about sex. Meaning, if you're not my wife, if you're not me, you don't get to talk to them about sex unless I'm in the room. Unless I know what you're going to say. Because trust me, there are trusted people in my family, like my mother and my father, who are not going to tell my kid this, that, or the other, anything absolutely out of pocket. Alright, in my family, it's sex before marriage is a sin. Wait till you're married, between a man and a woman, done deal, cool. That's what I want to teach my kids. Now, what you teach your kids is your thing, but I'm not going to be out here shouting from the rooftop what your kids need to know about sex, because that's up to you. You do what you want to do with your family. But Gays Against Groomers, what they're trying to say is, hey, these kids, they ain't yours, so you don't get to teach them whatever you want to just teach them. And I'm sure this has to do with the rise in, drag queen story hour and whatnot, and all those different moments where trans activists are, having their way into situations where children are learning from them instead of their parents. And I think it's disgusting. It's disgusting that parents aren't teaching their kids, and it's disgusting that there are people thinking it's their job to take on that responsibility of teaching children about sexual intercourse in any way, shape, or form. So I'm going to leave a link down below to the full article from Timcast, but that was just my opinion, just something I thought of, and I wanted to bring it to your attention. I wanted to see what you guys thought. I've heard from a few of you that you guys are enjoying the podcast, you guys are enjoying listening to us. Remember, we are on YouTube, we're on Spotify, Apple Music, and those of you who are listening on Facebook, we continue to appreciate your guys' support and being there. Remember, if you want to donate, I have a link to our Tithely account where you can donate X amount of dollars to help us, because those dollars go to helping us with our equipment, helping us build up to a point where we can start going out into the field, if you will, just talking with people and having a good conversation around the Conway, Central Arkansas area. So, by all means, we love you guys. We appreciate everything you guys have done. Let me know what you guys think about what's going on and everything I talked about. So you guys have a great day. Be safe, and we love you.